Hey guys, welcome to the Right channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video I want to tell you guys the results of me working Friday. As you can see, it's 5:06 a.m. and I want to share with you guys how much money I made with Lyft and how much money I made with Uber. And I think results will surprise you. So let's go ahead and actually get into it. As you can see right now, it says zero, but that's not the case. I made $205 in the course of 6 hours and 34 minutes. So that is $205 in 6 hours and 34 minutes. So let's take a look at how well did I do with Uber. 6 hours, 30 minutes, $140. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and screen this so that I could actually show you this on the main page. So this is quite a surprise. I made what, like, let's see. I mean, it's a little bit early or late. It's kind of hard to kind of think. So with 140, I just wanted to see what the difference was. So I mean, basically I made $65 more than Uber in the same amount of time. How's that even possible? Like, that's a big deal, because if the next 6 hours would go just like this, I would be well over $400 for Friday, which would be the norm how I used to make my money when I used to do Lyft. I used to make between $350 to $400 just simply doing Lyft alone, and that is with all the ride streaks and stuff that they had. So I would just maximize that, and it also would happen to where at the same time the areas was surging, which happened today. So that was a big deal. And then if I was lucky, I would get like a challenge, and the challenges was a lot better back then. Like, man, some of the challenges was like $400 for like 80 rides, but like now look at it, it's like 165 for the 80 rides, and then you're gonna have 60 for the next 15, and then 25 for the 155, which is completely doable. I'm not gonna try to achieve this because it is very, very late in the game. I'm still going to attempt to hit Ubers. It's just, for some reason, every time I do Uber on Friday, maybe it's just me being in Charlotte or something, it's just never been that good for me. I mean, probably at best I would do like $300 on Friday, but I'm thinking, like, it is Friday. Like, normal I would do so much better with Lyft. And this is why when I notice like a big slowdown or something with like Uber, I just simply log back into Uber. Let's see, who did I just make? Yeah, look at that. I just got a $5 tip on Lyft. So I just made an extra $5. But anyways, it was a good thing that I keep an open mind. But right now I'm kind of tired, and there's another $9 streak, and obviously I'm in the areas where it's surging right now, and I'm thinking, like, well, enough is enough. You can't really take all the money. I'm not gonna try to really overwork myself. I already worked between the two apps 13 hours, and I think that's good enough. You know, and plus I have to travel, like right now, like 1 hour home, and I drove 1 hour to work in Charlotte, obviously. So that's already like a 15-hour day, pretty much, and that is a long work schedule. But anyways, guys, I'm really sorry to drag it out like this, and I'm not really trying to waste your time, but I'm just giving you guys my basic opinion. I was hoping to work a little longer, but I'm thinking, like, no, like, look, I need to get back and do my Saturday shift. I want to at least get home like at 6 a.m. or slightly above. I still gotta take a bath and go to sleep, and probably get up about like 12 or 2 p.m. and get back and do this all over again on Saturday. But I will tell you this, like a final conclusion. So apparently I did $350 today. Let's see. So 210 and 140, so $350. Not a bad day. Not a bad Friday. Like, this is the best Friday in a while. $350 in, of course, 13 hours. But there was some slow periods when it came to Uber. And I really did not hit any slow periods with Lyft. It was kind of like a little bit slow in the beginning, but like consistently got rides consistently. I didn't have to like really wait around. But with Uber, I had some slowdowns where, like, I mean, some stuff was not that bad, but the worst one, when I made it into Charlotte, I had to wait over 30 minutes, and that was just really boring to wait that long. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how your Friday was. This is mine, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and post this for you guys. That way you could kind of keep track on it early. I make a lot of videos, and I've been really appreciating you guys for watching all my videos and subscribing like you do. And I'm thinking, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and upload this video right now to keep it current. This is an actual Friday. Here's the date, the 19th. That way we could be like, I don't know, like in conversation with each other and find out like how well we're doing. You know, maybe like you work in Charlotte, like let me know if Lyft or Uber works out better for you in Charlotte. And if you're in some other states, let me know how is it working out for you. And let me know if this is good or not, because maybe some of you guys are making a lot more. I will put this out just in case you guys are watching for the first time ever. I drive a 2010 BMW 5 Series, and just because it's a BMW does not mean I'm making any more money. This is just Uber X and Lyft normal, like the economy service for Lyft. Obviously this car, even though it's a comfort car and it's a nice black BMW with leather seats, it does not qualify for comfort or luxury type of rides. So when I'm speaking to you guys about this, I'm simply just doing a basic economy type of service. And that being said, I know you cannot see my speedometer, but every day I fuel up my car completely full tank for the BMW. And it does not really matter what it cost me to fill it up, because that was a previous day expenses. But it will matter when I fuel it up again once I make it home. I do have 72 miles left over on the dash, and that means when I fuel up today, it's probably going to cost me between $55 and $60, because I have to put premium fuel into this car, and it's not that fuel efficient. It's slightly below 20 miles per gallon, even though the car, let me see what it tells me for the fuel economy. It tells me I'm doing 25 miles per gallon, which is not true. This car is not doing 25 miles per gallon. But I think making $350 and spending only $50 to $60 in fuel, that is not bad, because I'm going to be left with $300 profit. And I know there's expenses involved when it comes to car maintenance and stuff, but at least there is no car payment because this car is used. I will mention this in case you guys are trying to get into Lyft or Uber. I do not recommend that you go out there and buy a brand new car. I just don't. If you could afford it, buy a used car for cash. I mean, if it breaks down, you know, don't blame me for it. But the thing is, this is just a risk that I'm willing to take, and if you're willing to do the same, then do it. But I'll tell you this, if you get a brand new car, you will have, like, seriously, over 100,000 miles in one single year. And actually you'll have like exactly 120,000 miles, because I do right about 10,000 miles per month, sometimes slightly over. And if you're planning to do Uber with a brand new car, just know, in just a single year, you will not have any warranty. You'll still have a payment for the next 5 years, because there's a good chance you finance your car for 6 years, and your car will break down, and then it's going to be in the shop, and you're going to have a lot of downtime because somebody's fixing it, and then you're spending money out of your own pocket repairing that car. And with a used car, yeah, you still have to repair the car, but there's no payment involved. So if you have downtime, well, that's on you. Maybe you could just rent another car. But renting a car now, on the other hand, if you rent it through Uber, I never tried Lyft. I rented a Tesla through Uber for 2 months, and my very first months I hustled like crazy, and after paying approximately, it cost me $2,700 total after charging and doing everything, because that was for 28-day rental. I still profited $5,500, but I worked like crazy. And as you could see, I worked like crazy, you know. I try to do it the very minimum 12 hours, and sometimes I go over that because I try to maximize my earnings. But I was working with a Tesla every single day, like no days off, in order for me to profit. But I put like 20,000 miles on that Tesla in the course of 2 months, and I'm glad that was not my Tesla, because think about the depreciation that I cost for that Tesla. You know, I think it still was worth renting it, but to be honest, if I would have simply rented a Nissan Altima, like something newer, that way you could still do comfort, just like you would do with a Tesla, you would be, well, I would be so much better off, because first of all, the Nissan Altima is a very fuel efficient. If you get like a 4-cylinder, which I would recommend, just get the 4-cylinder or something. Like, don't try to get like the 3.5 liter engine, because that's just going to be like a gas hog. And that sound right there, that's my fuel light just came on, letting me know I got 75 miles left. But that being said, since I'm on the topic, if you would have got a Nissan Altima, it would be considered a comfort for Uber. And since you would be renting it through Uber platform, that's why I'm only speaking of Uber. Only Uber would know that you have that car. You don't have to like do like no inspections, like nothing. It would be already complete since it's approved by Uber. And that is a huge plus, and you would just be able to make so much more money than I am on a BMW, and so much more money than with a Tesla. And I know there is some videos out there on YouTube that Teslas get more tips. Maybe that's true. I did get more tips in a Tesla in my first month, but in the second month, I'd say the tips was not that good. And so it might be like the time, you know, like the time or the season or whatever, like when you're taking passengers, or like what I'm trying to say is like the right timing when there's events, and maybe people are more happy during those events or whatever. And maybe it's just random. Sometimes you just get people that like to tip, and sometimes you cannot really get any tips if you really tried, you know. So I have those days where it's a hit and a miss. Sometimes I'm getting good tips, and sometimes I do not. And that's just the nature of this type of business. And you always try to do the best you can, but you can't really beg for tips. I never tell my customers to tip me. I don't put any signs up or nothing. I don't leave any tip jars. I just don't want to feel like I'm begging for tips. But if you strategize just correctly, you will make some good money. Well, yeah, and what I wanted to say about the car rental, the reason I'm bringing that up, car rental, you get a kind of like a brand new car, and you get to maximize your earnings while not having a commitment for like nothing but a week. It's a week-to-week rental. So maybe you decide that Uber is not right for you in a week's time or a month's time, and now you don't have that car payment, and you don't worry about those miles that you put on the car. So a car rental is a good option if your car breaks down, like your normal used car. So like right now I'm driving this BMW. This is the only car that I have right now. My Nissan Altima is broken down right now, which is a 2013. A head gasket went out on it, but that was the car that I was using before my BMW, which was much more fuel efficient. It was like doing like 35 miles per gallon, which was great. Now, if this BMW goes down and my cars is still down, and let's say I really need to work, I would just rent. I'll just rent a car. I would probably rent a Nissan Altima. That would be the best option. It's a nice size car. They drive really nice, and I would still be able to do comfort. But yeah, this is why I would not recommend a Tesla. All the charging you have to do takes time. I literally had to do charging twice per each day, and each time it was taking me 1 hour to charge, so that's 2 hours lost due to charging, and each time it took me 30 minutes to commute to those charging stations, so that's an additional 1 hour lost. So I was losing a total of 3 hours per day charging. That is 90 hours a month of lost revenue. And if you calculate this $90 an hour, I mean, what the heck am I saying, 90? If you calculate 90 hours per month, just at $20, let's do that. So 90 times 20, you would make an additional $1,800. Because I was working at Tesla every day, I'm like thinking like, what the heck? All the charging that I'm doing, I'm technically losing potentially $1,800. When before, when I was working with a Nissan Altima prior to that, I didn't have to do any charging. I would just simply get out and work. So that was 3 hours losing. And then if I would work an additional 12-hour shift, that made my day to be a total like 15 hours working, which is already long, which happened to be 13 hours today for me. But also I had to drive an extra 2 hours. One hour to Charlotte, 1 hour from Charlotte to go home. So that made my total driving day 17 hours. So think about it. How many hours does that leave for sleep in a 24-hour period? Only 7 hours. And between that time, you still got to take a bath, and you still got to get ready and stuff. So that really takes your time to maybe like 5 to 6 hours of sleep. And I was like thinking, why am I only sleeping 4 to 5 hours a day, hustling like crazy in a Tesla, yet making the same money as I was in a Nissan Altima, while losing even more time due to charging? So, and you know, like, end of the story, that this $1,800 that potentially I'm losing due to charging could have easily been like not even that much money for a payment for like a, let's say like a Nissan Altima for a brand new car, even though I would not recommend it, but just think differently. And if you use that money for renting one, that would make a lot more sense, because you could also, you know, you could run up the miles, and then you could just give that car back. You don't have to worry about the maintenance. And as you know, Nissan Altimas, they're pretty bad about their CVT transmissions going bad. So that costs like $5,000 to replace, because there's no parts for it. But anyways, guys, I know I'm a little bit off topic, but I wanted to address a situation where if your car broke down, or if you were thinking about getting a Tesla, just to think about this charging and stuff. Now, if you do have a charging station at home, that's different, because you could charge before work and then after work, and maybe you could take a break at your house, and that's going to be slightly different. But the home chargers, they're kind of slow, so you would like literally have to charge overnight, and I'm talking about superchargers. But anyways, guys, sorry to bring up all this extra stuff. If it brought value, like, let me know on the bottom. But I'm sure you already probably clicked away if you was not interested. But thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourself and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.